Hello, co-artisans. My name is Shonda, and welcome to my channel Under the Needle Quilting and Crafts. So this is a redo. This is Thankful Thursday. I did publish a video last night. It was late, but I got it published on Thursday, but the volume was really, really low, and a lot of you said that you could not hear me, and I apologize for that. So I'm trying it again. It looks like everything is recording well. So when I'm done, I will look and hopefully that everything's good and I can go ahead and get this uploaded. So I did not make a video last Thursday. I was sick all last week with what felt like the flu. I just did not feel well. And I did not do a video. I did not make a video. And because I was ill, I did not really do much crafting either. I just did not feel well. I did a lot of sleeping, a lot of sleeping. I noticed that as I get older, it's just the most basic things take longer to recover from. Like, I think I mentioned this. I had a UTI and like I was so fatigued for like 3 days while I was healing. Like, I don't know when this happened, but apparently everything makes me tired now. So there's that. There's that to look forward to. So I didn't do a whole lot. And then when I started to feel better, I had gotten behind because I had missed like 3 days of work. And so I had to catch up on work, and I had to catch up on housework and chores and all the other sucky stuff that we have to do from day to day. But I had to do that. So I did not get any sewing done. I have not sewn at all in the past 2 weeks. Not a single stitch. Nothing. I've done some minor crochet work, and I'll show you guys all of that. But I have been doing I did a lot of catch-up housework. I had these two large cabinets, like the lower cabinets in my kitchen, one on either end of the cabinets. And in those cabinets, I keep the stuff that I don't use all the time. So like very large containers that maybe aren't practical to keep on another shelf. The large pots that I might not use all the time because they're for like large batches of cooking that I don't have to do very often. Like the hand mixer, stuff like that. Various containers, like containers for like juice, just like a carafe, like a plastic carafe. I have several of those, and I keep those down there. But there was just a bunch of other stuff. I've got a Dutch oven down there. It was just a lot. It was just a lot. It was just a lot of stuff that had accumulated down there, and mostly plastics. And you get a cup from somewhere, and that's where it goes. And I went through it, and I basically threw away like 2 garbage bags full of stuff. Like, I just got rid of it. And everything that I kept had to be washed because, just because it had been sitting. It had been sitting. And so I cleared everything out. So basically my process was I got a large laundry bin, and I pulled everything out and put it in the laundry bin. If I was keeping it, it went into the laundry bin. If I was not keeping it, it went into the garbage. And then once I decided what I was keeping, everything that was in that laundry bin went into the dishwasher to be washed. And then once it was washed, I neatly put the things that I was keeping back. That's a project I've been putting that off for like, I don't know, 3-4 years maybe. I got that done. That was huge. I deep cleaned the kitchen, hands and knees, cleaned all the baseboards, the deep cleaning stuff that you just don't do every day. Or at least I don't. So I did that. That all got done. I cleaned out all the clothes in my closet. I went through my closet and I just purged things that I don't wear. So I'm just, looking through the closet and just purging things that I don't wear. Some stuff I don't really wear it, but I've kept it because it's like I don't go to work right now. So it's like I'm not... I feel like at some point I'm going to have to go into an office somewhere and I'm going to need some of those clothes. I pretty much kept most of my bottoms. I didn't not throw away, but some stuff got thrown away. Some stuff got donated. Some stuff was just, like some stuff just wasn't in the best of shape or was just really, really old and faded. And so some stuff, yeah, I just got rid of. Some stuff could be donated. Some stuff was donation worthy. But I basically went through everything. There were things that I desperately wanted to keep, but I had like two things that looked kind of the same. So I kept one and got rid of the other. I did that. It was rough. It was rough. Some shoes went, not a lot, but some shoes went. I probably 6, 7 pair, maybe 8 went. There's still too much. Because once I got done, and I was really proud of myself with the closet, Adrian says, well, you got some bins in the storage unit out back. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you got like a bunch of bins. I was like, how many? But it wasn't too bad. It was 4 small bins. One bin was basically all shoes. The other 3 bins were clothes. The shoes, I got rid of like 2 pair of the shoes. I got rid of those. Some of the shirts, there were stuff in there I had never worn, had tags on it, never wore it. And then there were things that I wore a couple of times, but they just don't fit my style, and they really never did fit my style. I've been pretty poor most of my life. I got pregnant at 19. I had my first kid at 20. And after she was born, I got a job I was going to school full time and working at KFC. So that's not a lot of money. Working part-time at KFC. And that just did not work for me. So one of the few jobs in my life I've ever quit, but I quit that job because it was just way too much. Nobody ever comes down here till I start to film a video. Nobody's opened that door for an hour. I start filming, door opens. It happens every time. Every time. But I don't care. Like, they know. And I don't care. What was I saying? Clothes with tags. Just the stuff I never wore. And I was poor. So that's what I'm saying. I was poor. So I got a job at KFC. And then after KFC, I got a job at the bank. And my salary basically broke down to about $7 and change per hour. That's what I was making. And I had a kid and I got paid once a month. One thing about getting paid once a month is that when you get paid, you pay all your bills. Everything must get paid out of that one check. And then what you have left is what you have left. Honestly, I feel like we would all be better off in this world. Well, not everybody, but some people would be better off in this world if they got paid once a month, because there's no rolling. There's no rolling your electric bill to the next check. Like, people do that. And that's okay, because I used to have to do that sometimes. But if you're going to roll it, you got to set aside some portion, right? So if you don't have the money to pay your whole electric bill in one check, right, then you got to figure out, well, how much from this check can I use toward the electric bill? Then when I get my next check, I'll put that money together so I can make my electric bill payment. But what some people do is they don't put any money aside and they just wait to the next check to pay the electric bill. And they're always just rolling their bills. I don't roll my bills. I learned that very, very, very early on that's just not a good way to manage your money, is to be constantly rolling. So I created a spreadsheet and I would figure out, okay, I can take $50 from this check and put it toward my next check so I can pay my electric bill. Or I have to set aside $150, because I didn't make enough money to pay my rent from one paycheck. So I used to have to say, okay, I'm going to take half. I'm going to take this amount of money from this paycheck to pay my rent. And then the next paycheck, it only got paid twice a month at that point. So, every 2 weeks. So that's how I had to manage. And I feel like people don't do that, but I'm off on a tangent. Anyway, my point is I was poor a lot. And so when I wanted to start when I started making a little bit more money and I wanted to dress for work and look professional, I would buy clothes that didn't really fit my style. It's just that it was cheap. So if I went to Macy's and I found a shirt for $8, even if that shirt didn't fit my style, I would buy it anyway. I go to JCPenney, and if I found something I liked for $12, I would get it just because it was $12, even if it didn't fit my personal style. And so I ended up with a lot of clothes that I didn't necessarily like. And most of that was in those bins. Because that's why those clothes ended up not hung up in the closet or in a drawer in the bedroom. They ended up out there because I didn't have enough space for all of my clothes, and that was the stuff that I was least likely to wear. So I consolidated down from 4 bins to 3 bins. I have 1 bin of shoes. That's still that same bin of shoes, but the 3 bins of clothes are now consolidated down to 1 bin of clothes. And I think what I'm going to do is both of those bins are going to go back in the closet for a while, but I think what I'm going to do is maybe do another purge. I don't know when though. I generally purge once a year. So I don't know if I'm just going to wait till next year or if I might do it sooner. But another thing is that I really can't justify purchasing any clothes. Like, unless I have some kind of special function that I have to go to, there is just no way I can justify buying anything whatsoever. Another thing, anything that has a hole in it has got to go. If it's got a hole, if it's got a bleach stain, it's going unless it has sentimental value. Or specifically, there's like one shirt that I got from Adrian that's got paint on it, and that's like my get dirty shirt. Like, I can do whatever I want in that shirt because it's already wrecked, and so I can get dirty in that shirt. So I have that one, and that's it. Like today, I'm wearing these leggings. And you won't be able to see this, but I just realized there's a tiny little hole in these leggings. So when these leggings come off tonight, they will not go in the laundry bin. They will go in the garbage. A lot of my clothes, and I think it's because I'm short, and because I'm short, I have to do a lot of leaning over countertops and stoves and sinks. There's a lot of leaning, and because I'm plus size, I'm rubbing up against. And so I noticed that in a lot of my shirts, this shirt doesn't have any, but I'll have like little tiny itty bitty holes, almost like the hole in these leggings. Let's see if I can show you the hole in my leggings. No, I'm never going to be able to get my leg to do that. There it goes. That's it. Little tiny hole right there. So that's another thing that I'm going to do. As I was purging, anything that was not in perfect condition, meaning anything that had any kind of hole or stain, went. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. I have, over the past week and a half, I have gotten rid of 2 shirts because I looked down at them, and these were not old. These were not old shirts. They were not old. They were not. But I looked down and I saw the little micro holes. In the trash they went. And same is happening with these leggings. So anything that's falling apart, I'm not keeping it anymore. It's going. And I know I have more like that. I have a couple, but I have a couple that I might sew, because if it's in the inseam, if it's in the crotch area, that kind of ripping happens when you buy like super cheap leggings. The crotch area can, separate because they just don't stitch clothes as well as they used to. So that kind of stuff, I might just throw it in the sewing machine, close up that crotch area and continue to wear it. But if we've got like holes on the legs and stuff like that, or, on shirts, it's just gotta go. It's gotta go. So that's another thing that I'm doing. Now, as far as what I've been crafting, not much. I've done, I think, a couple of rows. I've done a couple of rows on this, and I kind of stalled on this blanket because the yarn. I had to replace my yarn. I was using I'm using this Red Heart Soft, And the skein that I was using, both ends came out the same side, meaning both yarn ends came out the exact same side. And that every time I was trying to get yarn, it was getting hopelessly tangled. And I was getting quite agitated with the yarn because I was having to fight with that yarn. And so finally I just said, you know what, I'm going to get rid of that yarn. Not get rid of, I'm going to put that yarn to the side, and I'm just going to grab another skein. I haven't really started this skein. I had 2 full skeins still of this, plus the partial one that I just ditched. Okay. Because I don't know how much I'm going to need. I'm going to be putting a border around this. And so I might have to use that yarn eventually. But if I am going to end up using that yarn, then I am going to get my yarn swift out, and I am going to just take the time to untangle and unkink the yarn, wind it up into a cake, and then use it that way. Because trying to struggle with it, like I'd pull the yarn out, and then I'd have to like hold it and let it unwind, unravel. It was really cumbersome. And so it made the blanket not enjoyable to work on at all. So I did that. I would have gotten further in that if it hadn't been so frustrating to work on because of that yarn. And I've also made a couple of dishcloths. They are not uniform in size whatsoever. I've made one dishcloth already, and I'm actively using it, and I enjoy using it so much. It just gives me such joy. I don't use it's a dishcloth, but I don't use mine for dishes. I use mine for wiping down countertops and stuff like that. I don't care if it gets dirty. That's like the last thing I care about. But it does bring me a little speck of joy when I'm cleaning the kitchen, because I hate to clean. But I mind it less when I'm using something that I made. Like, I really just don't mind. I just don't mind. I don't mind. Like, not that I don't, I still mind, but it gives me a little bit of inner happiness, a little inner sense of joy to look down and be using something that I made as I'm cleaning my kitchen. So of course I had to make 2 more. So I just made these 2. On this one here, I just ran out. The goal was to do the variegated, but I ran out of the variegated. So there's this random row that's a different color, but who cares? Who cares? So I have a little bit more of this color. Not a little bit more. I have the whole skein except for what I just used here. So that's definitely enough for me to make another dishcloth with that. And then I have like a bunch of this gray still. Whatever I didn't use to border these 2, I still have left. So almost the whole skein. So I definitely can make another 2 or 3 of these dishcloths. And so that's probably what I'm going to do. I was originally planning to do dishcloths last night. But when I filmed my video last night, it was already after 10 o'clock. And although I didn't go to bed until about midnight, just no part of me felt like picking up my crochet hook and crocheting. I didn't feel like it. It was tired. I worked out yesterday. I woke up tired yesterday. I woke up earlier than normal. I woke up about 4:15, 4:30 in the morning, which is exceptionally early for me. And I couldn't go back to sleep until about 8:30, and then I took me a little nap, and I think that's where I messed up. I probably would have been better off if I had just gotten up and stayed up, because naps tend to make me more tired than if I didn't nap. And I don't know why, but that's just how it is for me. So I took a little nap. I got up, I worked, and then I was so tired. But I'm just really trying to be committed to going to these workouts. And they are Tuesday night, Thursday night, and Saturday morning. And I went Tuesday night. But yesterday, and I had a great time, but yesterday I had to drag myself. I had to force myself to go. And even once I got there, I had to force myself to get out of my car, because part of me just wanted to sit in my car and not go get in the pool. But I made myself. I did not work out as hard as I normally would, because I couldn't. I just physically could not. My body was like, I can't. So I hung in as best I could, but normally I do a lot of extra movement to get the most out of my workout when I'm in that pool, because those are the only 3 times I'm working out. So when I'm in there, I try to do a lot of extra movements. So if she's doing hand movements, I will move my feet anyway just to get that extra push. If she's doing feet movements, I will move my hands to get extra, or I will increase my range of motion. I will bounce or jump or things like that to increase the workout and to increase my heart rate. There was none of that yesterday. There was none of that. It was a struggle just to get through the workout. Probably the lowest calorie burn I've had. And that's okay, because I felt good. And the reason why I made myself go, I was talking with Adrian. He was like, well, why don't you just skip? And I said, because I never regret going, but I do regret not going. But I have never gone to a workout and then left and said, I wish I hadn't done that. Never, never. But I have many, many times been like, dang, I wish I had stuck with that. Dang, I wish I had went to that workout. So I'm going, because I know also the rain is coming. We're having great weather thus far. We have not been getting lots of rain. And so, if there's rain, workouts are canceled. And so we have not been rained out at all yet this season. Not yet. So Saturday is going to be fine. And next week, it looks like some rain might be coming in. So things might get a little dicey for next week, So I want to make as many workouts as I can. That's why I also prepaid for the summer. I paid, it was $185, which I felt was a bargain, because we do 3 times a week. June and July, we go 3 times a week. And then in August, we go 4 times a week. So if you pay the daily rate, the drop-in rate, it's $10 per class. So for me, it was cheaper overall, just to pay the flat fee. And by me paying for it, I'm more likely to go. Like if I'm paying that drop-in rate, I'm just paying $10 when I go, then I'm more likely to skip. But because it's prepaid and I'm cheap and I don't like to waste my money, I'm going. Because like I said, the rain is coming. And when the rain comes, those classes are going to be canceled. So I'm going to go as often as I can. The first week was rough. My muscles were sore, but I've kind of gotten used to it. So I was fine. I don't have, I can feel it a little bit, but not to where I need to take Advil or to where I have to sit down slowly or stand up slowly. Everything's been pretty good. This video ended up being way longer than yesterday's video. Yesterday's video came in at about 13 minutes. This is 10 minutes longer, even though I talked about the same stuff. But I think it's because I was so tired yesterday. I was just trying to just get through it. And I'm not tired today, so I'm chatty. So my apologies. My apologies. Adrian has to work tomorrow. So the goal is to do chores for about 2 hours and then spend the rest of the day down here. Because I know I need to do some cleaning down here, because people are probably going to need to sleep down here when we have a party. We do a party every year, July 6th, for 4th of July. This year it's going to be on July 6th. Some people come from out of town. Not everybody can afford a hotel, so people kind of crash on an air mattress at my house. And I need places to put air mattresses, so I need to clean up down here. And also I want to do some crafting. I have not done anything. So I don't think I'm going to try to sew tonight, because when I start to sew, I really kind of want to put my head down and just really go at it for a few hours. I really just kind of want to sit and go at it. So I think this is going to be a crochet night for me. I've got my blanket ready. I've already started another dishcloth. I've only done the chains, but because I was trying to figure out what stitch pattern I wanted to do. I think I've chosen it. I think I'm going to do the blanket stitch. That's kind of what I did here. This is a modified blanket stitch. I did is that this one? No, that's this one. So I basically did the blanket stitch. I would do a row of blanket stitch and then a row of double crochet, a row of blanket stitch, a row of double crochet. That's how I did this one. This one I don't even know. I can't even tell you. It looked like some kind of half double crochet, single crochet mix, maybe. Yeah, it looks like single crochet, half double crochet across. Because it doesn't really matter. You know, I mean, it doesn't really matter for a dishcloth. So, I don't know. Definitely going to work on a dishcloth tonight. Tonight's going to be a crochet night. Dishcloth or my blanket. I'm probably going to go get in bed now. Well, probably not right now. I'll have to probably cook a meal or something like that. Feed some people. And then after that, I'm probably going to take a shower, get in bed, and put a movie on or put some videos on. I've been binging Mr. Ballin. If you've not heard of Mr. Ballin, if you're not watching Mr. Ballin, if you like crime mysteries or if you like mysteries in general, paranormal mysteries, crime mysteries, but all true crime. If you like that kind of stuff, if you like that kind of stuff, you're going to love Mr. Ballin. I like his delivery. I like his approach. I found him a few weeks ago because I was consuming a lot of news and it was affecting my mental health, just all that negative news, because all of our news is negative. And so I was on YouTube and I just saw this random video about cave diving. And I was hooked. I watched one cave dive. It wasn't even Mr. Ballin. I just watched a video on cave diving. And I went down a cave diving rabbit hole. And I tried to every caving or cave diving video, but not everyone, because I don't like everyone's delivery. But I started watching those. And then I found Mr. Ballin that way. And then I started watching his videos. So I built myself a playlist. I've got like 300 some odd videos there. The great thing about his videos is that you don't have to watch them. Sometimes there are pictures on screen that are real life pictures, but they really aren't necessary to watch. So it's a great thing. It's a great thing to watch when I'm trying to work or multitask or clean and I don't want to listen to music. It's a good time. He's a good time. It's a good time. Watch a Mr. Ballin video. Especially the ones about, I like the top 3 places no one should go and people went anyway. That's a fun series. That was one of the cave, there's quite a few cave diving stories in that. I like the way he tells a story, because sometimes he'll tell the story from a different perspective and it'll be a story you've heard, but he'll tell it in a different way, or he'll tell the story in a way that it's actually a surprise. Like he'll tell you what the surface story is and then he'll give you like the nitty gritty of what's really going on. I don't know. It's a good time. It's a good time. It's a good time. Anyway, that's it for me. I've prattled on way too long. I'm sorry. And I will see you guys next video.